Hello and welcome to Maths with Jacob. This lesson will focus on Tricky Maths Part 18. For the diagram on the left, how many cubes are contained in the base? The base is the sixth level starting from the top. In other words, here's the top here with one cube. That's the second level, third, fourth, fifth and sixth. And our aim is to find how many cubes are there altogether on that bottom level. To do this, we try and create a systematic approach starting from the top row. So if we look at the top row here, we just see one cube, and there it is there. Go to the second row, which is here. What do we see? Well, we can see 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's also one cube under this one. That's why we go on the second row, we have 1 plus 4. Let's go to the third row, which is this one. We see 1, 2, 3, 4. There are also 4 cubes under these 4, and there's also one cube under this one on the third row, which is there. So for the third row, we have the one cube in the centre, we have the other 4, which are 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have the new 4, which are actually on the third row. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now see this 4 here, which is the second 4. They're the 4 that are under these ones, under those 4 there. We keep going using that same system, and we see that on the sixth row we have 1, and then we keep adding these 4s each time we go down a row. So in other words, this is the total on the sixth row. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, we've got 5 of these 4s plus the single one, which is right in the centre, we can't actually see it, and that gives you 21 cubes. Now we have something special on the next one. Now, using the systematic approach we created on the previous slide, can we work out quickly the number of cubes contained in the 10th row? The top row being the first row. So we have the first row, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to focus on the 10th row, and we're going to try and work out quickly how many cubes in that 10th row. Now let's see how we can do it. Now you can pause this slide here and see if you can work it out. And then I will now go on to the next slide and we'll show you the system based on what we did earlier. However, please pause this slide if you want to work it out yourself. So here we go. So you remember the top row was 1, which was this one. The second row was 1 plus 1 times 4. Remember there was 1, 4. Of course we had 1 plus 4. The third row was 1 plus 2 sets of 4. Look at the pattern that's building up. The fourth row was 1 plus 3 sets of 4. The fifth row was 1 plus 4 sets of 4. And the sixth row was 1 plus 5 sets of 4. Notice that this number here is always 1 less than the number of rows. If we carry that pattern through, we can see that on the 10th row we would have 1 plus 9 times 4. 9 fours are 36, plus 1 is 37. So there would be 37 cubes on the 10th row. So there's a good example of a problem where we can use a system, starting off with an easy system, and that helps us to solve a more complicated problem using the initial system that we worked out.